I don't know if you've noticed, but we've become incredibly uncomfortable with silence. The moment we have 30 seconds to ourselves, we reach for our phones, whether it be standing in the queue, walking to the shops, or waiting for our coffee, or even sitting on the toilet, right? Every spare moment is filled with another reel, another video, or another opinion from someone else, right? We've become consumers of thought rather than producers of it. And I think that's very dangerous. I don't believe we've lost our ability to think. I think we've simply stopped giving ourselves the opportunity. So I'd like to break down why I believe thinking has become a lost art, what's stealing our attention, and a few simple ways I've found to think more clearly. Because some of the most important ideas you'll ever have won't come from someone else. They'll come from you. I think the first important thing to break down is, why do we rarely think anymore? Well, I think the modern world is incredibly good at occupying our attention. You can spend hours scrolling on social media, lose yourself in Netflix, disappear into a video game, read articles all afternoon. Even reading books, which I absolutely encourage, still means you're borrowing someone else's thoughts or escaping into a fantasy world. There's nothing wrong with consuming wisdom. The problem begins when consuming becomes a substitute for the thinking. We've become so used to hearing opinions that we've completely forgotten to ask ourselves these questions. Certain things like, what do I actually believe? Do I agree with this? Why do I agree with it? Would I have come to this conclusion myself? Those are some uncomfortable questions, but they're important ones. Sometimes I wonder how many opinions we hold simply because someone we admire said them first. God gave us remarkable minds and we need to use them. It would be a shame to spend our lives outsourcing them. That's why I think we need to create some more space for our own thoughts. One thing that I've realized is that good thoughts rarely arrive when life is loud. They arrive in the quiet. Whether you're walking and hearing the rhythm of your footsteps, or driving and hearing the motor hum, while sitting outside with a coffee and hearing the birds chirp, while standing in the shower and hearing that water trickle down, hitting the floor or hitting on your head. There's a reason people joke about shower thoughts, right? It's one of the few places left where nobody is asking for your attention. And I think we need more moments like that. Not because nothing is productive, but because giving your mind room to wander often leads to somewhere meaningful. There is no need to take your headphones out for a walk. No podcast, no music, just the cadence and rhythm of my footsteps, and it's amazing how quickly your mind begins filling in that silence. Questions, ideas, and solutions start to appear. Thoughts you've been avoiding finally introduce themselves and you can finally tackle them. A really quality thing that people are overlooking is to write instead of scrolling. I spoke about this before and I believe in it wholeheartedly. I honestly believe journaling is one of the greatest thinking tools we have. When a thought stays inside your head, it's often vague and confusing. The moment you write it down, it becomes real. You can examine it, you can challenge it, and you can expand upon it. Writing forces clarity. I don't journal because I enjoy filling notebooks. I mean, sure, there is an added bonus, but I love journaling because it helps me organize my mind. Some of my favorite ideas have started as one messy sentence just scribbled upon the corner of the page. But I've revisited it, I've tackled it, I've looked upon it, right? And your journal doesn't need to be perfect, there's no one else judging it. It just needs to be honest and raw. This next one is probably a little bit tough for some people, but some of the best insights can come from it, and it's learning to enjoy the solitude. Being alone isn't the same as being lonely. In fact, I think solitude is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Community matters, right? Family matters, friendship matters. God often speaks through other people, but He also speaks in the quiet. Jesus himself regularly withdrew to lonely places to pray. There is something powerful in that. There is something powerful in sitting alone long enough to hear your own thoughts. And perhaps, more importantly, to hear God's. You can't really know yourself if you've never spent time with yourself. And I don't think you can build a meaningful life without first understanding the person who's living in it. Thinking isn't passive. It requires work, patience, and curiosity. Above all, silence in order to hear it. The world will always give you another opinion, another headline, another video, another reason to stay distracted. But every now and then, close that laptop, put the phone away, go for a walk, open your journal, sit in the quiet. Because the most important thoughts you'll ever have might be the ones nobody gives you. And perhaps that's why thinking has become such a lost art among everyone in today's world. We're always just scratching the surface within these videos, but I just want to pick apart little subjects and hear people's thoughts on it, and if we really want to dive further down the line in thinking or journaling or listening to God's word, I'd love to tackle it, but first I just want to bring it out to everyone and start to master it in my own self. But I'd love to hear your own thoughts. Let me know, where do you do your best thinking? I'd love to hear it and maybe try it for myself. As always, I'm Jaden Connolly, and thank you for watching.